Moving on to Asian news. After Japan signed a purchase contract of the disputed islands from the private owner, China immediately sent out 2 patrol ships to the island to assert its sovereignty. Japan has confirmed the deal of purchasing 3 islands from the private owner on Tuesday. The Chief Cabinet Secretary Osamu Fujimura said Japan now officially owns the islands. The government has budgeted 2.05 billion yen to pay for the 3 islands. After the deal was announced, China sent 2 light-armed patrol ships to Diaoyu Islands. The move was to assert its sovereignty and oppose what Japan has done. Before Japan sealed the deal, it has been ignoring China and Taiwan's series of protests. But they vowed to China to stay calm and understand the purchase was to promote the stable and peaceful management. China warned if Japan insists on going its own way, it will have to bear all serious consequences arising therefrom. The Pakistani doctor who helped the US Army in search of Osama bin Laden claimed that he was not aware of being involved in killing the Al-Qaeda chief. Dr. Shakil Afridi had his first public interview with Fox News after the arrest. He said he had never thought of becoming a fugitive after bin Laden was killed. He was kidnapped and tortured by Pakistani intelligence. BBC reporter contacted prison officials to confirm the authenticity of the interview. But prison officials were taken by surprise, but they did not rule out the chance of a phone being smuggled into the cell. Dr. Afridi was accused of using fake hepatitis B vaccination campaign to try to obtain DNA samples of Osama bin Laden's family. He was sentenced to 33 years in jail in May for funding and supporting a militant group. But correspondents say it is generally acknowledged he is being punished for helping the US CIA. China's Premier Wen Jiabao said China's current economic development is in good shape and on track to hit growth targets for this year. Wen Jiabao reviewed his confidence in an opening ceremony at the World Economic Forum in Tianjin. Wen also called on international leaders to strengthen coordination and oppose trade protectionism during the global economic slowdown. Despite China has been experiencing a decline in both external and domestic demand, Wen said the economic growth is still within the target range set at the beginning of the year, and insisted that China have the conditions and capability to overcome difficulties, as well as maintaining fast and stable economic growth. The government set a growth target of 7.5% for 2012. However, he gave little detail on specific policies designed to stimulate slowing growth. Now moving on to sports news. The All Whites showed no mercy in thrashing the Solomon Islands, 6-1 in Oceania's second round qualifying group match for the 2014 World Cup.
Shane Smeltz and Costa Barbarossa scored the first 2 goals before half-time. Solomon's captain Henry Fairodo gave his team some hope when he scored to make the game 2-1. But this only woke New Zealand to the task at hand, and they ran riot and all over the Islanders. Chris Killen extended the lead in the 53rd minute, followed by goals to Tony Lockhead, Chris Wood and Marco Rojas to complete the demolition job. All Whites coach Ricky Herbert praised the Premier League stars Ryan Nelson and Winston Reid as the Richie and Dan of New Zealand football. The All Whites now have 6 points from the first 2 games, giving them a good head start in the Oceania zone qualifying.
The toothless 3 Lions of England struggled to salvage a point from the Ukraine, only just managing a 1-1 draw on their home ground, Wembley.
Lampard scored his 26th goal for England in the 87th minute, equalising the effort from Ukraine striker Konoplyanka just before half-time. The draw also prevented England coach Roy Hodgson losing his first home match. England captain Steven Gerrard received his first red card in his international career when he was sent off shortly before the final whistle for a second bookable offence. He was awarded the man of the match, but the red card forced the officials to change, with the award going to Lampard. Roy Hodgson criticised referee Kunyet Kaker after the game, saying the second yellow card was much too harsh on Gerrard.
The coach of Belarusian Nadze Ovsakchuk has confessed to adding banned drugs to her food after he was initially awarded the gold medal in the Olympics women's shot put with a ridiculously fast throw.
Ostapchuk is now serving a one-year suspension for testing positive for a banned anabolic steroid. Her Olympic gold medal was stripped after she tested positive in the drug test. Kiwi Valerie Adams was then awarded the gold medal, but of course this means she will never experience the joy of being on the podium in front of her fans and the world. The head of Belarus's anti-doping agency said the coach was responsible for the violation of the doping code and was banned for 4 years. Her coach explained that Ostapchuk's form was not good enough before the Olympics, and he worried she would not even win a medal at all, so he secretly fed her the banned drug.
Now moving on to Happy Diner, introducing and reviewing your favourite restaurants in Auckland.
Even in the declining temperature, this did not affect young people enjoying their nightlife. As the sky darkens, colourful neon lights made this little city centre exceptionally beautiful. Why not sit down and enjoy a warm meal while immersing yourself in the vibrant atmosphere here? Red wine braised beef cheek is a great dish to eat in this chilly winter. The chef has specially selected beef cheek for that succulent tenderness and soaked it in red wine for 24 hours. Then it is put into the oven for 6 hours at 150 degrees with vegetables, herbs, beef stock and red wine. What surprised me was that not only the beef isn't mashed, but it remains soft, tender and juicy. The long braise made the meat absorb all the essence of the ingredients. The fragrance is irresistible.
The dish we want to recommend to you today is red wine braised beef cheek. The meat is so much tenderer than I had expected, probably because it was slowly braised in red wine for a total of 6 hours, so it's extremely tender and infused with rich red wine. This is such a heartwarming dish to eat with a glass of red wine on a cold night like this.
The gorgeous dish takes about 6 hours to prepare, to pre-cook and get it to that absolute pinnacle of tenderness, so that when you cut it, you don't really need to cut it, it just melts.